So, most men do not care or find you more attractive because of your career success, money, or academic achievement.
Wait, what was can you repeat it? Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Once again, most men do not care or find you more attractive because of your career success, money, academic achievement.
I agree with that. I think most men value beauty.
Any disagreements? Disagree?
I'd say it varies from man to man, man to man.
Yeah, there's some like simps out there that like want to get pegged. Yeah, for sure. But like generally speaking, I don't think men care. Do you disagree with that statement?
Generally speaking, no, I don't.
You have something?
Well, with my husband, he's always stated that he appreciates that, I'm ambitious and, want to do more than just, I guess, obviously I want to be a stay-at-home mom soon, but after that, once my kids are grown up, I would also like to, maybe go back into my field.
Wait, so when your kids are grown up, how many kids do you want?
I would like to have like three or four. Yeah.
3 or 4, and then when you say kids are grown up, 18 plus?
Probably high school age.
Okay, so 3 to 4 kids. So for a 22-year period of time, you're going to be a stay-at-home mom.
I would like to. I don't know if it's. I don't know if
that's what you want, right?
I would like to, yes. But he also likes that I had, I have a background. I have a art history. I had an art history degree.
History.
And I worked in interior design for a bit. I'm kind of in between right now. I don't know.
Wait, I'm sorry.
What's that reference?
Art history.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So what do you do for work?
I'm in between jobs right now. I was working in interior design. I'm looking to continue working in interior designs, but just between positions.
And you have your bachelor's?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And your husband has told you that he is like...
He likes that I'm a well-rounded person, that I'm not just, I think he likes that I have ambitions and would like to possibly start a business in the future. It's just not the immediate future.
2050?
No, probably within the next 10 to 15 years.
Wait, but
when kids are in school.
But you said you want to be stay-at-home until your kids are
until the first
adults.
One's in high school, when they're in school, so I could work while they're in school time, if that makes sense. Clarify.
Well, I mean, I get that, even me, as much of an asshole as I am, if I was talking to a girl and she had some job, I'm not going to tank my chances with her and be like, yeah, your job. Don't care. I'll be like, oh, babe, wow, you are secretary, good job.
No, but ambition can be attractive.
For example, right? People do these little lies where it's like your wife asks you, do I look fat in this dress? And you're like, you don't tell her that. You say yeah, just a bit. No, I'm just kidding. But
you should.
You say, no, babe, you look great. You don't look fat in that dress, but whatever. In the same way, as a guy, you can't just shit on your woman's, if she has a job. You can't just shit on it. You kind of got to be like, Andrew would.
I would. Yeah.
I'd be tempted to, but I would probably do the whole no, you don't look fat in that dress. Oh, you work for some faceless corporation that doesn't give a fuck about you? Congratulations. I love your ambition.
No,
I would say that shit to her face. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck about your job.
I'm pretty mean. I do send my breakfast back sometimes.
I was going to say, my husband, first of all, will say...
Tell me I look fat, but don't do that.
No, he will say, oh, you gained weight or something. And I do the same thing. I think.
Wait, your husband was like, your art history degree is so sexy.
No, but he likes that, I'm not just sitting on my butt all day. Just, what do
you think of Van Gogh? Are you...
I do like Van Gogh. I like post-impressionism.
Are you into modern art?
Not as much, no. I like post-impressionism. I like Baroque. I like Renaissance era, yeah.
I with Baroque.
You're an artsy person?
Not at all. Not okay. All right. Moving on. Let's see. Oh boy. Okay.
I have seen some artwork done by a woman in the studio about Brian, though. I have seen some of that.
I have a couple fan art.
Yeah, but I saw a woman who was sending you art once.
Oh,
Yeah.
Desiree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we.
She was
we
trying
don't
to win
talk-
your heart.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna go through my stack, then we'll do a roast session, then we'll wrap the show. So, do you guys think that Andrew or myself? The grammar's totally fucked on this. Andrew or me? Me or Andrew? Andrew or I?
Andrew or I.
Andrew or I?
Yes.
Do you think I? No. Wait, do you think me or?
Do you think I am?
Look, I'm an ESL student. English is my second language.
What's your
Anyways,
first
French.
language? Je parle
Oui,
français un
oui.
petit peu.
Okay. Do you think I'm misogynist, or do you think Andrew's a misogynist? Going around the table, starting with you, Miss Clementine.
Probably more you.
More me.
You do seem like you're kind of.
Andrew
a
at least goes
misogynist.
down on women from what I heard last episode. That's what the whole
Wait,
fucking
I have
whole bit
never-
about it.
Did we not catch that? on
I have
camera?
never said anything of the sort. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous
Wait, can you
allegation.
just
kinda came
repeat
in
it?
late
Can
on
you
it.
just repeat it? I don't know. I don't think we had it on you.
I do this.
So I'm more of a just go ahead. Just say it.
I'm just f***ing around, but I said probably you are more misogynist. I really don't think either one of you. I think you probably have a bad history with women and you inflate your shit. But I think, because he at least goes down on girls, so he's probably
That's disgusting.
slightly less
I want to go home.
women hating.
Wait, because he does that?
Yeah.
Couldn't
Which is
you
mostly
be?
trolling.
Wait, what episode
mostly
was
trolling.
this? What episode
I
was
don't-
Armpit hair
This is
feminist.
popped?
Armpit hair feminist episode.
Okay.
Well, that's what they said.
Why would that make you a misog? Like, would a woman
It doesn't,
be a
I'm fucking
misandrist if she didn't suck?
Yes.
Okay. This darn misandrist. This misandry. That's what next time a girl won't go down on me, I'll be like, you
Sandrist?
But I think probably,
man-hating piece of
I think
shit.
probably he probably likes women more
What
on a
does that
genuine,
mean?
on a fundamental level.
At least I want women to vote.
That's because of how much you hate them, Brian. I love them
well,
enough
boy,
to
he's gonna
liberate.
get me- he's gonna
I
get me
love
on
them
this.
enough to liberate them from such an atrocious responsibility.
You really don't think women should vote or be
I
able
don't
to?
think most
I
people
should
should
not
vote.
have brought that up.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I should
most
not have
people.
brought that up.
He's also like just nicer
Andrews?
to women in general. Yeah.
It's like the first time this has ever been stated, ever in the history of the podcast.
Well,
usually,
I'm the good
Usually, I get
Really?
labeled as being the absolute monster, and you get labeled as the person who's nice.
Well, I don't think you're like not nice, but I think your respect for women is just a little bit stronger.
Again, this has got to be the first.
Am I
time
wrong?
on the whatever
Am
podcast?
I wrong? Are you going to look at me and tell me that I'm wrong? No, I'm not wrong. Look at your face. You know it.
It's funny because I know Andrew's positions on so many things, but it's just, you would find his positions, I think, pretty upsetting. And that's why I think your statement is funny.
Yeah, but he still treats women like people when they talk. Like, you can be a little aggressive. And like absolutely fucking savage. But I don't think either one of you are
Oh,
just
I'm
like
sorry that I don't pamper and go, my dear. Oh,
I don't need that.
You were emotionally cheating on your ex-husband, and while you were your husband,
Oh, I don't give a fuck about that part.
when you were your husband, oh, sweetie.
First of all, who said I was
oh,
the
you
woman?
sweet summer.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
Oh, you were thinking of your ex while you were f***ing your husband. Your husband was having. He thought he was in love with you. He was like hitting it.
But am I wrong?
And then
he knew. He didn't think anything. I was very upfront, like autistically direct about
So
the whole
he
thing.
was f***ing you, and you're like, yeah, I'm thinking about.
I
Billy.
never thought about my ex during sex.
What? Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Don't stop lying.
I'm not like a
Liar.
visual person. Why would I admit any of this other shit? if No. But am I wrong?
I have always thought that the a charge that of how horrible I am to women has been wildly overstated and not ever contextualized as to the fact that all I do is just argue with them the same way that I would men.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think would you play stepdad for anybody?
What does that have to do?
I just think that he has a little bit
anything?
more empathy and genuine love for women. That's all.
I don't think being a stepfather proves that.
I think if you're super misogynistic, you're not even going to consider it.
What? I don't. This whole
Think about misogynistic
I
men,
want to
though.
kind of pull a little bit back from this point you're making because it's one I hear frequently. So this idea that, for example, these men who are incels, that because you must hate women because you can't get women. The most misogynistic men in the world, tons of players, are super misogynistic.
I agree.
So this idea that you can't get women.
No, I'm not saying you can't.
No,
get,
I'm not. That's not what I'm
okay.
saying. But I'm kind of pulling it back from, you wouldn't do this, so therefore, I wouldn't be a stepfather. Therefore, I have less empathy for women. So it's it's kind of the similar argument as, you can't get these men who can't get women or don't have success with women. They're more inclined towards misogyny. It's actually the player dudes. It's the guys who actually get women and see how y'all move. Those are the real misogynists.
No, I don't.
Trust me.
No, I agree with you on that.
Trust me.
But I just think his fundamental values probably come from a place of love for women and religion. I think some of them are inflated for views. And I think you probably have
that I do reject. I always felt like I was very honest about my actual views.
Let me put it like this. I think that people who view the show probably expect you to be more of an asshole to women than you actually are. And I think that, Brian, you probably have a very fundamental, deeply rooted resentment towards women.
What evidence do you have for that?
With the way, so the last time I was here, you talked about how, men might have to try 5 different dates with women before they get approved. And the way you talked about it, and you even said it was personal experience too, and there was just such resentment in the tone. Also,
what did I say?
Was it vitriol? Was he being vitriolic?
I don't know how to explain it, but you definitely have some walls up with women for sure. But I don't think either one of you are inherently misogynistic.
I don't even know what that means. I have walls up with women. What does that mean?
I don't know. I think that maybe when do you really want me to give a psychoanalysis?
I can't wait.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll entertain this.
You're just going to argue it. I don't know. I think maybe when you were younger, you probably got rejected a good bit, and also maybe somebody very deeply hurt you. And it could be a genuine analysis of the negative aspects of women.
Brian, who hurt you? Who hurt you, Brian?
Also, the fact that you like the crazy bitches too.
What? Are you actually
a girl went through your phone on the first date and you were with her for 5 years? Oh my God, be so for real.
I don't like crazy bitches.
Why did you stay with one for so long?
First off, I was incredibly young and naive.
So maybe you don't now.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay, I can buy that.
Yeah. You have learning experiences. You're when you're young, especially men, you don't know what crazy is until you land on it.
That's true.
And then this is like fucking Reverso Bizarro land.
But am I wrong? You guys
I think you're wrong.
To tell me.
Brian's actually super nice. He's super nice to everybody.
So you think
I've never seen him not actually nice. Sometimes, because he's like you, you have weirdism, but he has OCD.
Oh, actually.
And so sometimes he'll be like,
that makes sense.
Sometimes he gets a little tilted. Or as he puts it, right? He gets a little upset when his show doesn't go all perfect because of his dumbass OCD.
Yeah,
but no, he's
I can see that.
Yeah, he's definitely not.
So you think you're more misogynistic out of the two?
Oh, most definitely.
Really?
Most definitely.
Well,
In fact, I don't even run from the label. Like for modern feminists, especially, they absolutely.
Well, y'all just gave the answers. How
Absolutely.
How are they going to answer objectively?
Like absolutely, modern feminists should absolutely consider me to be a misogynist by all means.
You just
I think
consider
from their
yourself to be one.
perspective, sure.
Yeah, from their perspective, they absolutely should.
But I don't think that's like who you are fundamentally. I don't think that's true.
I
just
think that
based
they're
off of what
fucking
we can
evil,
view.
drag, scumbag, fucking horrible human beings, and I'm glad that they see me as a complete and total rejection of that. Like, that makes me super happy. That means I'm doing my job correctly.
Maybe it's just because I'm like a little red pilled, but I don't think that makes you misogynistic.
In reality, no. But fundamentally, from their perspective, yes, for sure. For sure, he would be the nice one. Remember, I'm the Handmaid's Tale guy, right? It's fascism. And
I don't see it.
I don't even get this though, like, because if you actually this idea that because I've been rejected, like this is that this has been sort of the genesis of what you allege to be misogyny. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Shh.
I do have ADD.
Zip it. Zip it good. Okay. So
misogynist.
So misogynist.
Don't even treat them like they're people.
It's really interesting because I feel like this is actually much more a common occurrence in women. A woman gets at 18, the amount of 18-year-old women, mind you, I'm 35. I've had a lot of experience with women. And for example, I'll still say that I love women. I think women are great, and I don't always understand them. Can't always reason with them. Can't always logic with them, but still love them. Got a sister, got a mom.
As opposed to me, who genuinely thinks that most modern women are just fucking awful.
Don't say that, Andrew. Hide your misogyny. Hide the misogyny.
Yeah, but you know what? In my defense, most modern women also think most modern women are fucking awful. Just to be totally
And
fair.
Yeah, I think at least us two.
But to finish my point here is that you got 18-year-old women who have like one bad dating experience with a guy. They get fucked and chucked. Some guy they really liked fucks them and ghosts, right? That gives them carte blanche to essentially become full-blown misandrist man-haters. Men are trash. I'm trying to think
All
of
men
some
are
of
the same.
No, they're like this.
Every man cheats.
Women will say this. Like if I were to say women are trash, not a word I've ever said. I've never said it. People think I've got the most toxic, misogynist podcast. I've never said women are trash. I don't believe it. 18-year-old women who've had one bad dating experience where they fucked a guy out of their league and he didn't call her back. Men are trash. They dye their hair fucking pink. They get a septum piercing. Boom. Instant like that. I have been rejected. Certainly. That's the genesis and story of almost every single man.
Sure.
Because we're the initiators. See, you guys get to walk through life on easy mode. You have dating on recruit mode. You never, as a woman, have to really deal with rejection the same way men do.
I agree.
Yeah.
But the emotion when you say that tells me there's something a little bit resentful there.
Just because I'm speaking in an impassioned way, I don't think you can infer anything from that just because I'm speaking impassionately.
But you're asking people who don't know you guys, so that's all we can infer from. But I want to say,
so
like,
if I was
you're not
speaking, if I said this monotone, which I normally am to begin with, that would be
maybe, but it's just a feeling that I get, and I haven't heard you tell me
how you feel.
Yeah, it's just well, what can we base it off of otherwise? Like,
Bro,
we don't have a foundation outside of this.
I can infer.
I can infer shows.
Because
that between you two,
you're a stripper. Because you used to be a sex worker, you probably have contempt for men. Because every single stripper I've talked to and every sex worker I've talked to, because of their experiences with men, they have very poor assessments of men.
You'd be right. We all base life off of our frame of reference and our individual experiences. Now, I love men. And even as a dancer, I was very like, men get fucked in divorces, men suicide rates. Like, I've always been that way. And, but it wouldn't be unfair for you to think that when you have no other context. I would understand.
All right. Well, I'm going to move it on to the rest of the panel because you talk a lot.
Y'all talk to me. Y'all ask me the most shit.
Well, because I'm trying to go around the table and then you're like, well, let me just psychoanalyze you, Brian. Do you think me and Andrew are misogynists?
Does misogynist, like, do you mean like woman hater by that?
Just mean that you think that men are superior to women.
Oh yeah, I think both of you are. If that's the definition.
If that's the definition, I take it back.
I don't agree with that definition.
No?
Because I
think
didn't
it
have
could
that.
just be misogyny, like either hatred or contempt of women.
If it's
It doesn't have to be
hatred, I
to-
don't think either of you
It doesn't
are.
have to be like
Always trying to
supremacy.
give them the most charitable definition possible.
That is the definition of misogyny.
Trying to be charitable.
Okay.
Do you think women are lesser?
In many ways. And in many ways not. I don't think men and women are interchangeable widgets. And since I don't think that they're interchangeable widgets, I think that they do different things better than each other. But as far as reproduction, life-giving, this is something amazing that women can do. And they throw it in the dumpster, which is fucking insane to me. But they do it all the time. They throw it right in the trash. And I think that men are essentially better at almost everything else.
Definitely. Yeah. I think you guys are misogynists.
Yeah.
Well, he said that. I didn't.
You gotta
So
give
okay. So what about me? What do you think about me? Am I a misogynist?
I don't know.
Can you define misogyny?
Yeah, like the hatred and for women thinking they're lesser.
Okay. Have I said anything that would indicate? Andrew said some things tonight. I haven't.
Yeah, no. But you guys are sitting next to each other and
Oh, okay.
you know,
Guilt by association.
on the same team, right?
I like how Andrew's
I
trying
mean, you
to
have
like
a pro-lifer
give him a
next
pass
to you.
to like become more that way.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know if you say things.
I mean,
for
I think
views
it's
that I
totally
have-
acceptable, and I don't even think women fucking care. I think that they're like, yeah, good. Like, fucking women suck. Good. Honestly, that's what I think. 90% of the women I talk to, right? 90% of, if you actually talk to them and they're away from the rest of the henpecking bitches, they're like, you're right. They're fucking awful. They suck. I love watching you rip them to pieces because they're so fucking dumb and they do stupid, retarded shit all day. And I can't believe it. Right? That's what they say.
I just
That's
think
their
everybody
perspective.
sucks.
Women are misogynistic too.
Wait, can I ask you a question? If there were three men coming, like you were on the street, and you saw three men coming at night, and you were alone, would you cross the street?
Probably, yeah.
Oh,
Miss
okay.
Andrews.
Yeah, you're a sexist then.
Yeah, Miss Andrews.
How?
Huh?
I've had guys like come up to my car and try to open my car door in a parking lot that was
Sure,
busy,
yeah.
like a creepy old guy.
Wait, did you ask how you're a sexist?
Yeah, how? How
No,
is that
because
sexist?
you're making value judgments based on their sex.
I'd probably cross the
Can I ask
street
you-
based on
okay,
any negative energy.
here.
If it was negative,
What if it's not negative? It's just
probably not. I don't want to be. It depends on if it's like in your neighborhood, you know.
It's
your
negative
neighbor.
energy. What?
Yeah, I
there's
don't know what that
there's not
means.
ropes of energy, right? So here's
there is.
let me just ask you the question this way. We'll make it super simple. Okay, two women who are walking towards you who look about your size, height, build, this type of thing. Okay, versus two men, right, who are average height, average build, this type of thing. It's late at night. You have the option to cross the street. Would you cross the street for the men before you would the women?
For the men before the women. Mm-hmm. Maybe, but it's kind of awkward if somebody's walking towards you, like to just like immediately cross.
You
the
have
street.
the option. You just have the option to cross
Probably
the street
not.
in such
If
a
it-
way where it's subtle enough where it doesn't look like you're avoiding them, but you are.
So weird. Those are two weird questions. They're interesting. I probably would just keep walking because it's more work to cross the street. Could run if they're gonna try it.
Okay, what if it's a group of four?
Group of four. Mm-hmm. I mean, hopefully they're gonna move over a little bit, right, on the sidewalk.
Okay, so at night, you don't cross the street when strange men are walking towards you.
Might.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah.
Well, that's a value judgment based on sex. So, and the thing is like, I think that's fine. I think it's fine to make value judgments based on sex. I think
Yeah.
that men do it all the time. They're like, I'm not going to fucking hire a woman. What a nightmare that would be. So they're making a value judgment based on sex. Just like if you make a value judgment based on sex, you think that men are going to assault you in the dead of night. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe there's something there to support that. Tons of women seem to think that this is the case. It's like, okay, fine. Go with your intuition because you're a pattern recognition machine. Just don't get mad at men when they do the same shit. When they're like, yeah, I don't want to get fucking accused of SA and a bunch of bullshit that I never did, so I ain't hire no women. Now, I can't figure out, I've never been able to figure out how that's a misogynist take, even though I get told all the time it is. It seems to me like I'm just making the same value judgment you're making. I'm making the same exact judgment that you're making, just in reverse.
I hear you, but it's also discriminating to not hire upon gender or race.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So the thing is like, it's also discriminating to cross the street.
No, I don't.
Yes, you're doing it on the basis of sex.
But that
Wait.
crossing the street doesn't affect anybody.
What if you crossed the street only because they were black? Would that be discrimination?
Maybe. Yeah.
Well,
depends.
yeah. So if you're crossing the street based on the fact that they're black,
because they're black.
yeah.
Then yeah.
And then if you're crossing the street based on the fact that they're men, then yeah, you're discriminating. You're
It's not affecting
literally
anybody's
using
money, though,
discrimination
in a job
as a
place.
value judgment.
What? So hold on. What's worse, a woman not getting a job, or you thinking men are predators?
Well, just because I cross the street doesn't mean I think they're predators. I don't think every man is a predator.
Well, you're not saying these two particular men are actually going to do something. You're just erring on the side of caution, right?
Maybe I just don't want to be walking so close to people.
Sure. Well, you're just erring on the side of caution. And it's like, okay, but I think that that's the same exact thing that men are doing when they don't hire women. They're just erring on the side of caution. They're just doing the exact same thing in reverse. They're like, well, I mean, chances are you're not going to do anything, but why take the chance? Seems like it could be pretty catastrophic, so why bother?
I just don't see a woman like going into a workplace with all men and them being the only woman and just like randomly accusing somebody of sexual assault unless they
Well, no, there's many other problems, right? Maybe they start dating inside of the workplace, or they create friction between multiple employees. Women.
That happens in every workplace, though. I would say.
Yes, but it happens more with women because women tend to attack reputation, slander reputation, more than they attack arguments, things like this, because they don't seem to really understand arguments. So
are there statistics on that?
Personal attacks, instant. Yes, there are. Yes, of course. Yes, of course, women use innuendo and slander as their form of attack more than anything else. They don't have physical force like men do. Men are more likely to use physical force or argumentation. Women are more likely to use reputational damage and slander. So if that's the case, yeah, they're going to cause a lot of problems in the workplace. It's not that men don't do it. They do it, right? It's just, it's the rates.
They definitely do it, too.
It's the rates. I mean, women essay men, too.
Yeah,
but you're talking about the difference in rates, right? That's what you think in your head. That's why you make that value judgment. It's like, I don't blame a woman for crossing the street when a group of men are approaching her. I don't blame her. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I just don't know why they blame men for not wanting to hire them. It's like, that makes fucking sense, too. That's all. How does it not? Yeah.
More notes here. Okay, so let's just try to get through all of these as quick as possible. Oh, is it wrong for men to not want to date a trans woman because they're trans?
No, it's not wrong.
Wait, starting with you.
That's a sensitive subject. I think that everyone has their own sexuality. Everyone has their own preferences.
Mm-hmm.
People who are bisexual maybe just identify with liking men or women, and then somebody who's like pansexual doesn't really care based off of gender. So I mean, people have their sexualities. If you're straight, maybe you don't want to be with a trans woman.
Okay.
Wait, but so is it, I guess I can restate the question here. Is it wrong, or would you object in some way for a man to not want to date a trans woman?
No.
Okay.
Keep away from them if you don't like them.
There was some subtext there that I have to follow up on real quick, and I'll ask this a different way. So let's say a man is totally attracted to a trans woman, right? Does not realize this person is trans, thinks that they're great and wonderful. They have this like serious connection, this and that, then finds out that they're
Unfortunately,
trans.
it's not safe for trans women
Hang on. Let me finish the question. Finds out that person is trans, and then based on only that says, okay, I reject you. Is that wrong?
No, it's I don't think it's wrong.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
Yeah.
You mean what?
I don't think it's wrong. I think that it's safer for trans women to disclose that they're trans sooner rather than later when they're dating.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's not safe to wait.
Okay. Your answer to the question?
No, I don't think it's wrong.
No, it's not wrong.
No, it's not wrong.
Okay, and then one further question. Is it straight for a man to date a trans woman?
No.
Okay.
I think yes.
I don't know. I really don't.
That's the bow out. You know what you want to say.
What do you
sure?
think I want to say?
Yes. You want to say yes, it's totally straight. That's what I think you want to say.
No.
No.
So how about this? If I were to say that that's gay for a man to date a trans woman, like he's not straight, he's gay.
Sure, a
Or
lot of
bi.
trans people would agree that is gay.
Well, what do you think?
I think it is. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know, though. I mean,
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's not straight. It's not straight.
Wait, you said yes, straight?
I said it is straight.
Oh, is straight. Okay. What's the meaning of heterosexual?
Well, you said completely straight. I think it depends on what the partner is attracted to. Like, are they attracted to the penis? Like, because if they're attracted to the penis, then that's not. Because, like, I feel like if the...
No, this is post-op.
If it... Oh, okay. So if they... I think that this... If it's post-op, then yeah, it's straight.
Oh.
Does that change your answer or here?
I think that, yeah, that...
They're post-op.
So if you fuck a eunuch, it's straight.
But I'm not that person, like, so I would be able to consider myself straight or gay if I was.
Because I think that, like, trans people, whatever they identify as, like, I believe in trans. Yeah.
Change the split.
Yeah. Maybe we can just kind of quickly dive into this. So you agree that that's still male?
Wait, so what?
I'm not asking man. I asked male.
Yes, I agree it's a male. Yes.
And if two male animals were engaged in sexual intercourse, are those animals engaged in homosexual intercourse?
Yes, but I think it's different in, like, humanity.
Okay, tell me the threshold breaker.
I would say just the fact that we have gender roles in humanity. Like, I think...
And there's no gender role which you can assign that you can say belongs to a sex. Not a single one.
Honestly, I think... Actually, let me take a step back because I don't necessarily think it has to do with gender roles. I think it has to do even more so with, like, when we talk about, like, for example, like when we were having the conversation, I know you disagree with this, but like how we were talking about how women are, like, more nurturing. I think that, like, there are, like, biological things about men and women that are different, like, in the brain. And I think that is where, like, gender dysphoria comes in, and that's where transness is a piece.
Yeah, but there's transgender people without gender dysphoria, yeah?
No,
Sorry,
I don't
guys.
think that's true. Gender dysphoria is required to be trans.
No. Can you guys get that fixed, please? You gotta go F11 in StreamYard. Oh, hold on. Here, okay. Just, here, go to sources. Scroll up, just hide, sorry guys.
No problem.
Hide StreamYard. And then you have to re-enter. I think somebody pressed the back button on the mouse there. That's probably what happened. All right. Go. Sorry guys, tech issue here.
No problem.
You're gonna, no, go F11 first, please. All right, it's fixed, go ahead.
Yeah, why does it require gender dysphoria?
Because gender dysphoria is the disconnect between the brain and the body.
I see. So, a pansexual person is not trans if they don't have gender dysphoria.
Well, pansexual people that's a sexuality, not...
A pansexual person who identifies as being trans is not trans if they don't have gender dysphoria.
What is that? I don't understand your point, because pansexual is the attraction to all genders.
I'm asking if a person identifies as being transgender, you're saying that it requires that they have gender dysphoria to do so?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would that be the requirement?
Because the whole basis of being trans is a disconnect between the brain and the body.
Theotokos donated $99. Is it
Yo,
gay for the
what's
government
up,
to
man?
have a gender equivalent draft for women, where women are assigned a husband and mandated to have children?
Yo, Theo, you're the guy, you're from last stream, right? The Giga Chad legend. First off, good to see you back in the chat. Second off, thank you for all the support on Sunday.
Yeah, Theo Tokos, what's up, man? So yeah, I'll just kind of very, very quickly barrel through this, right?
I'll ask this afterwards.
So, okay, so now we've got this confined to mental illness then.
I see that's a thing. Like, I don't. Sure, you can say gender dysphoria is a mental illness,
Well, I mean,
and if
it's
you
categorized as
yeah,
mental
if you want to
illness.
say transness is a mental illness, then yeah, sure, say it's a mental illness, and we cure that by giving them gender reassignment surgery.
They're not cured.
Hasn't homophobia been classified as a mental illness?
They're not cured.
Okay, so then what
Their
do you
gender
think?
dysphoria still
What do you think the
remains.
cure is?
Homosexual, I mean?
There is no cure. What do you mean?
Wait, hold on. What were you saying?
Wasn't being homosexual classified as a mental illness at one point?
Yeah. So
I mean,
anyway.
how far are we going back?
Well, you have to understand, though, that we have two distinctions here. So the first distinction is she says a trans person must have gender dysphoria. They're not trans. Okay. Well, what is gender dysphoria? It's a mental illness. So
I was just asking, though,
therefore, by her logic, you must be mentally ill to be trans, right?
Sure, I don't think that's a.
So then if somebody doesn't want to date a person based on the fact that they're mentally ill, what's the problem?
I didn't say that there was a problem based. If someone doesn't want to date a trans person, I don't think there's an issue.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out, though, why is it that because they're mentally ill, that somehow makes them not homosexuals when they're engaged with men with sex?
Wait, can you restate it? Sorry, I was.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's very hard to critique this because of the platform that we're on. So I'll phrase it this way. If a person were to have... Fuck, I can't even... You just got to move it on, bro. I can't phrase it any other way to critique it. I just can't do it. So if there's something wrong, right? Something wrong
Change
upstairs.
the split, please.
Let's say something wrong upstairs. I don't understand how that would disqualify male-on-male sexual intercourse as being anything less than homosexual intercourse. That's what I don't get.
Well, the thing is, I don't see male on male as like male biology on male biology as necessarily homosexual. I think man on man is homosexual, and
but man is anybody who identifies as a man.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then you don't have to have gender dysphoria to be trans. Because you could just self-identify as the sex, and you would be that sex.
Well, I don't think that's right then.
Then you have to qualify it because you say anybody who identifies a man is a man, right?
No, I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people say that too, just to.
Then what makes you a man other than maleness?
That's a whole other can of worms to open. Yeah.
It's not another can of worms. If you say man is this set of criteria, okay, whatever X set of criteria is, then I'll accept that. I just want to know what X criteria is.
Okay.
But if you say a man does not require X criteria, just self-ID, well, now we have a different problem.
I see what you're saying here now. I just think it's, yeah, like you said, it's like kind of hard to like get into because like I understand your point is that like I'm trying to articulate this, but like I see someone who identifies as a man, but I think gender dysphoria is a requirement to be trans, and there's kind of like,
well, then how are you a man?
I see that's where I'm kind of like, that's where I like don't really know like how to.
That makes no sense. That literally makes sense. It's a contradiction to say if you identify as a man you are, but you're not trans.
Well, why would you identify as a man if you didn't have gender dysphoria and you have
I don't
female
see why
body
you
parts?
couldn't. Why couldn't you? Why couldn't you identify as being a man even if you had female body parts?
Because why would you?
Yeah, but why you would is irrelevant to the question of why couldn't you?
I mean, I guess you could.
And if you could, are you?
Well, people can't afford to always.
If you
get
could,
surgery.
are you?
No.
No, you're
You have
not.
to
So then what is the criteria for man?
Having a male brain.
The fuck does that mean? Doesn't a male brain go in a male body?
No, I mean, like,
do you have how would you know that somebody had a male brain except the body around it was male?
You don't see that. Your consciousness knows. Having a male consciousness. Do you think you have a male consciousness?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, so what do you think being a man is?
I think that
having a penis?
I think that being a man essentially has multiple criteria that we can list. We could list chromosomes. We could list all of this, right? But really the simple way is you only have 2 reproductive pathways which the body can go down to.
But didn't you say that?
Hang on. You just asked me
to
define it, and I'm trying to. Okay? There's only 2 phenotypical pathways you can go down. Okay, 2. That's it. Female, male. There's no third sex, no intermediate sex. There never has been. Not even in people who have hermaphrodite, right? Things like that. Absolutely only have one sex pathway. So only one of those reproductive organs can work. People can't impregnate themselves. No matter what their physiology is, it's impossible. So only one reproductive way can actually work.
Okay, I think that we're never going to reach a conclusion here because...
No, I think we can very quickly.
No, because
I just need your definition of man.
Okay, I gave it to you, and you don't agree that there are male and female brains, so we're never going to reach a conclusion. I think that there's a difference. I think that there's
male and female brains. I think that if there's a brain inside of a male body, it's a male's brain.
Okay, and I disagree. I think that there can't...
What do you mean you disagree?
No, okay, consciousness, sure. If you want to say consciousness instead of brain, sure, because that's
what the fuck
not
is
physical.
A female consciousness?
When you've identified like that your whole life.
Well, then it's all self-ID. So then, okay, so then so now we got it. Okay, now I've got it.
Because the gender dysphoria is because the gender dysphoria is a part of that self-identification if you have a female brain and a male body.
Okay, but why couldn't you make the claim, then go and get diagnosed? They say, no, you don't have dysphoria.
You could do that if you wanted to, but that doesn't make you trans. Like, that gives you a diagnosis.
You just said it's just
okay.
self-ID.
It gives you a diagnosis, but it doesn't make you trans. What I'm saying is being trans is having a male brain or a female brain in the opposite body of your gender, and you disagree with that, and that's fine.
I'm not actually sure how it's possible that you can have a brain inside of your body that doesn't belong with your body, because it's literally in your body.
I mean, I'm sure. Well, that just gets into like the science of like how an embryo grows in like the womb. Like there might be something that goes wrong in there, you know? Like who knows? I don't know.
Okay. So, but we can define, so your definition of a man is anybody who has a male brain.
Yes.
And your definition
male consciousness, sure.
And your definition of anybody who has a male consciousness is anybody who says that they have one.
No, not anybody who says that they do, anybody who feels that they do.
Yeah, okay. So how would you know that they feel that?
I wouldn't know. They would know that.
And how would they tell you that?
I wouldn't know.
How would they tell you that?
This isn't my, like...
How would they tell you
why
that?
Does it matter what I know?
How would they tell you that?
They would use their words?
They would use their words. So,
okay, but why does it matter what I think?
Would they use their words to say that they identified as a man?
Okay, but why does it matter what I think?
Well, because it's your definition. That's why it matters.
Yeah, my definition is how they feel. I don't give a shit what
they told you how they felt.
Okay, if they want to lie to me and say something else opposite to what they feel, that's not my, like...
So then we have established that a man's anybody who identifies as a man.
No, it's somebody... Okay.
I do want to dispute one thing.
Go ahead.
That's okay. I think in the past, before it was as socially acceptable as it is now to come out as transgender, you had feminine men and you had masculine women, and oftentimes they would identify as homosexual, or they wouldn't. They would just be, butch or, more feminine man. However, I don't believe though that there's this, distinction between male and female brains. I do agree with Andrew that it is, if you're a female and you have a brain, that's a female brain. And you can even, to your point about, a man who, just identifies as transgender, isn't necessarily going to have a female brain. Maybe he has feminine tendencies, but even with people who identify as transgender...
Theotokos donated $99. This is a quirk of language. The internal I means something than the physical embodiment. Same as the last podcast. actions divorced from consequences.
I totally agree.
How do you pronounce this? Theotokos?
Theotokos.
Theotokos. Can you finish your thing and then we'll
Yes, of
move
course.
on?
Yeah, I just was going to say that if you look at people who identify as transgender, when they go on, hormone therapy, they often experience the opposite gender's like libido, and that would be neurological, right? So it's not like they didn't have, if a man is going on estrogen, his libido is going to decrease. I mean, that's often how
because
it
of the
happens.
hormones, though.
Yes, but the hormones is neurological, so his brain in that way was always masculine, because oftentimes they will claim that they had a more intense libido
That's
before
fair,
going
actually.
on estrogen.
But what about women with extra testosterone and hermaphrodites?
Yeah,
It's an outlier.
Again, if you're we're not going to say the H word. Sometimes I really fucking hate YouTube because it just makes conversation impossible. If you're talking about that particular condition, right? You don't believe that people with that condition can impregnate themselves, right?
No,
Why not?
it's impossible
Why?
because they don't have both of the female and male organs.
So
but
they only have one functional reproductive system, and so when it's
But they both-
surgical,
sometimes they
so
both
hang on.
work,
So when
though.
it's surgically fixed, which reproductive system do you think they go with? The one that works, right?
all
Because
the
that
time.
is the pathway your body develops.
It
in. Yes,
almost
hang on.
always favors one or the
Yes, always, every time.
Theotokos donated $99. Is it gay for the government to have a gender
We didn't
equivalent
answer
draft
this
for
one, so-
women, where women are assigned a husband and mandated to have children?
Wait, is it gay for the government to have a gender? I don't know if it's. Why would it be? Why would it be gay though? It would be bisexual. Theotokos.
Theotokos.
Theotokos. All right, I got moving on.